good orchestra, great orchestra especially, has a certain concept of sound. The other thing is that conductors also have their sound, as much as people don't realize it, but actual technical, the hands, if they're used right and used with some understanding, can dictate the quality and the character of the sound. And it's creating a sound world, but also the character and atmosphere. Every conductor, I think even without knowing, has a sound in a way. I think that conducting is about communication with the orchestra and having a capacity to change the direction of the piece. I always put in the words what I want to hear, if I don't hear it and if it doesn't happen without words. And I think that the older you get, more experienced you are, you don't have to talk as much. But there are certain things you need to articulate and certain things certainly you need to be clear about, because musicians have also their own idea. Very often conductors ask for different things in the same piece. A different conductor might want something else. So you need to be very clear about what you want in this piece. The minute you start rehearsing with the orchestra, you realize, okay, this doesn't work, this works better. It also very much depends on the capacity of the orchestra and the personality of each player. There are certain things that simply some orchestras are better at, others are better at something else. And you have to be very flexible, but of course there is a framework that you have worked out, but the rest is very much a process getting to know the piece together. I think the key word is flexibility. If you go on the stage, then you have to see, you play a little bit and see how it sounds. And then see and get some advice perhaps from somebody who is in the hall, saying, well, you know, here we don't hear the basses so well, or we hear basses too much. This sort of thing is always a process that in a new hall you have to go through, but there is no substitute to listening and actually following your intuition as well. And intuition is something that I've learned to trust more than my brain, frankly. Each hall has a personality, and you need to, in a relatively short period of time, figure out what is the personality of the hall and how to behave in that hall. Philharmonie is such a fantastic hall in many ways because of its design, because of its little corners and little pockets, and it is a hall that I think one has to learn to play in. And I think that it's a very, very different sound that people hear behind the orchestra. So one needs to feel how to produce a very good sound here, play everything a little longer. Timing is very important, but musicians can hear well here.